Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James Nelson the Brink, and we are one community. Today, we are going to be talking about the Legion Go, the INEO Con, and we're going to be testing out some Starfield on the Steam Deck and INEO, or not INEO. We could try the INEO Air, see how that does. Probably won't do well, but we're going to do the ROG Ally, and we're going to just it's going to be kind of a casual stream like we always do with these Let's Chats. I'm going to chat with you guys. I am going to, and we'll see how this goes, because this is a little out of nowhere to start doing the stream, but I figured there's just so much news and just so much going on that I might as well do a stream on it and cover it. So I know I'm about 2 minutes early, so we're not going to get started into any of the news quite yet. We're just going to get ramped up. So if you're watching this after the stream, you're more than welcome to skip by a few minutes, or you can listen to me banter with Wolf. How's it going, Wolf? We'll see if anyone else pops up. Like I said, this is definitely out of the blue. Starfield's going on. There's so much stuff going on, and I figured, you know what? I have the time. I'm going to end up with a 3-day weekend. I'm going to stream the news today, as I don't have a podcast episode coming out today. I have one coming out Tuesday. It should be a Tuesday for the guest one. I try to have Fridays be the guest day, but we'll see on all that. Martin, welcome. Hey, all, been a while since I managed to catch a live chat with you. Yeah, it has. Glad that you were able to show up. We will be starting in 1 minute, where we're going to dive through. There has been, we'll watch a video. Maybe we can watch a video first, just to make sure everyone trickles in, and then we will get into the actual, that one is going to be the Legion Go. And I want to do, I don't know how much people like reacts or not, but we're going to do kind of a react, and I'll give my take on stuff. It's a Dave 2D video. I did something similar when he did the Ally, but I didn't do a stream. So this is a stream. This is what makes this a little different. And then we're going to get into the INEO Con, which has brand new information. In fact, I probably should do a video on it, and we'll see. And then after that, we're going to be testing Starfield stuff on these devices. And then after that, there's an after party. So we'll do this about an hour. After an hour, you can catch me over at twitch.tv/th3brink, where I will be playing Starfield and just relaxing. Today is date night. My date might be a little late or might not show up, so I don't know. Maybe chat will have to be my date. Okay, so Aristo, welcome. Aristo, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your name. Deck Cyborg, welcome. Yeah, I've come to the right place then. Yes, you did. So, yeah, a lot of updates, a lot of things going on. I think people are going to like this stream. That specifically because tons of new stuff, and I didn't want to write a script or anything. Not that I write scripts very well, but yeah, I won't deal with a hat right now. But you know me, it means business when I'm wearing my Half-Life 2 shirt, and it's a polo, and this is the one I worked at GameStop in when Half-Life 2 came out for the Xbox One. So this thing is old. Okay, guys. You ready? Let me get my headphones on. So, like I said, we're going to watch and react. You guys react along with me, and I'll respond to you guys in the video and all that. And we'll have a good old time. Let's see here. Dave 2D. This is a long video too, so I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing because it's 20 minutes. I don't want this whole thing to be longer than an hour. But me and timing, not the world's best.
There is
okay. We got the and just let me know if you guys can hear it fine. Let's switch on over to this. And his hair's growing. Dude, the way he did, just styles everything. I watch his videos probably once a month, once every other month. So I bulk them up and then watch his stuff unless something like this comes out. And Dave 2D is honestly one of my favorite creators to watch on this type of stuff. Just plain simple, it feels natural. I like it.
An all-new handheld gaming device, the Lenovo Legion Go. And I think this is the...
Now, I know I'm going to be warned. I'm going to stop a lot. I'm going to stop a lot to read chat. I'm going to read chat along the way. This right here in his hand seems big, right? And I've watched part of this video. He will go through and hold up the Steam Deck and some other device. I don't know if he holds up no, he does. He does the Ally in comparison and stuff like that. This thing's big. And I think we kind of knew it was going to be big, but I didn't realize how big it was going to be until I saw this.
Best of the bunch. And I say that because this is the first handheld gaming product that could actually play first-person shooters well. Like, you can be competitive in shooters on this device. And I think that alone...
I thought it was kind of weird when he brought you can be competitive with this. What makes this any different than the Ally when it comes to competitive shooters? And I'm curious though, like how well that detached mouse. I mean, we know what it is. If you've watched any of my other videos on the Legion, we know that the Legion's going to have a mouse-like stand that is very interesting.
Makes this product so much better than anything else that's been on the market before. Like, if you think about the way that handheld gaming products are perceived.
What's up, Chad? Hey, you know what, Chad? You might have another device to envy over the ROG Ally.
It's usually for like a more casual crowd, and even if you're not a casual gamer and you pick up a handheld device, usually you're playing more casual games because shooters just don't.
I think he tends to just be very excited about testing stuff. Sometimes you'll notice he'll crap. He won't crap, but his criticism, I haven't seen him be too critical unless it's really bad. Or he wants to pick something critical. So like right here, he's super excited for this.
Fly on a product like this. We're using thumbsticks and D-pads. Like, it's a little different, but this thing, it's got a trick up its sleeve. So first of all, let's talk about the hardware. When you look at this product, I think the first thing that you'll notice is that it has what seems to be a detachable set of controllers, and they actually are. So I'm just going to punch in a little bit here.
Yeah, so reading chat. So, and once again, if you guys have anything you want to say, do it. So this bezel-less, and we're not going to be watching this whole time, so don't worry. Rachie, do we know what is the NVMe format? I think it's 2280. I think we'll figure this out. I think he will. Is he allowed to take this apart? Maybe not. Okay. This is near bezel-less. Like, it's not quite, but it definitely feels like a much smaller bezel than the Steam Deck.
This has...
Oh, is it... okay, winking. It's 2242. I think I read somewhere that it was 2280, but honestly, 2242 sounds like the right one, actually.
Has a Switch-like controller experience. And I say Switch-like only in mechanism, not in functionality. So to remove these things, it's a button on the back. It's kind of like... you depress it, like you push it in.
You push it in and you pop it off. It's not true rail like the Switch. It snaps in. It is a little. I don't think I've heard like it's not a rail. It is a rail. Whatever. It's not a true rail, but it does have to slide in. So it's not just a direct click in.
And you slide it down. It is very unlike a Switch in the sense that Switches like work on a rail system. This is not that. It's like you press it, you slide it down. And once it's
right
off,
here,
you have these two separate...
Once you have it off, this thing looks slick. It looks like a tablet, to be fair. And it looks much smaller, even though it is thick. This is actually, from my understanding, quite a bit bigger or thicker, whatever it is, than the Ayaneo Con, which is got a bigger battery. So
controllers, which are loose like that, and check this out, it has a built-in kickstand, which I think looks, I mean, it looks awesome, right?
You see this angle, it looks like the Switch. And you can let me know if I'm doing too much commentary, but this looks like the Switch quite a bit. The kickstand, and he will mention this, is awesome. Chad, yes, it does look, Chad does not hate the looks of it so far. That is my biggest thing I don't like about it. I actually don't like the look of certain parts. It feels like an engineering model, and it probably will look like this. Winking. Lenovo should also sell the comfort grip like Nintendo has for its Switch to attach the controller together. Yeah, I will be honest. If it should include it by default. If it doesn't day one, which I don't think it will, I think it's a miss. Even if it's just a bundle that they do, hey, you can get the bundle for $40 more with it. I guess as long as they sell it on the side, as long as there's some type of the comfort, the to make it all in one controller, I think it's a big miss.
You can have your gaming setup, you got your controls, and then to piece them back together.
Yes, the One X Player 2, it does.
They go in right on the side, they slide up a little bit, and then they connect. It's remarkably easy to do, but it's not exactly like how a Switch works. Now, in terms of the hardware itself, this product, like I'm just going to focus on the kind of base, like the base unit first.
It's so chunky.
This is plastic. At first, in like some of the leaked photos, I thought this was like a metal device. It's not. It's a well-made Legion caliber plastic device. It's like very solid, and there's venting back here for the airflow.
This is plastic too.
Underneath the kickstand, it's just a sticker with the model number and serial number and whatnot. But you can actually take a look at the hinge here. It's actually pretty neat. This is on like a rail. It like slides along the rail, and it just seems really well.
So this mechanism is very similar to the Surface mechanism, which I've used, and it works really well. Meaning it took someone stepping on the tablet itself, which didn't break it, to break the hinge, and I got a replacement. Usually with these types of hinges, you can replace them.
Made. Like this seems like a very tanky, smart.
Martin, I hope it feels more stable than the Switch. I hate how the Joy-Cons kind of rattle. Oh, I do too. I'm hoping some third-party options come out potentially. I don't know if this is going to be big enough for that. The Switch is just massive, so third-party companies can just make it and not worry about it.
Smartly designed hinge, way better than the stuff on the Nintendo Switch.
And Lumkey, welcome. And also, if I haven't welcomed anyone else, Winking. Yeah.
And way better than the non-existent one on the Steam Deck. Now, the size of the Legion Go is quite big. This is running a large 8.8-inch display. It's a lot.
Here, so I will start skipping soon because he'll start playing. He'll start doing a couple of things. I don't want to focus on certain things too much. The Lenovo Legion Go is an 8.8-inch IPS panel that I don't know if I noticed the nits on this, but it's 400 nits, which I think that's 100 nits higher than the Steam Deck, if I'm not mistaken, and the Ally. 144 hertz screen, which is awesome, especially with AMD's FSR3 coming out. Now, will this be able to do that with that? Because the battery's not great. And I think he does compare.
A lot bigger than the display that's on the Steam Deck, which is running a 7-inch display.
Okay, yep. 400 nits, 60 hertz, 669 grams. Look at that. It is what if you're having problems with the weight of the Steam Deck, I don't think this device is going to be for you. But if you feel like you can rest it in a lot of places and hold those controllers and play, I think you're going to be good to go.
Because it's a larger display, it's like a larger product and a slightly heavier product. But when you hold these devices, the Steam Deck has this very ergonomic feel to it. Every time I pick one of these things up, it just feels natural. It's a bigger device, but it feels naturally like fitted to a hand.
He's got his kitted out, or at least has a skin on it. I will have to say, with a doubt, I know what this. I mean, it's not fair with the skin. The Steam Deck just looks better. I really, and I know I've said this since almost the time I saw the Legion Go, I don't like the way the Go looks. It's not all about looks, though. Functionality is a big part of it. I'm just saying, I wasn't even the biggest fan of the Steam Deck's look when I first saw it, but this one looks even worse in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though.
This product, I feel like, is just at the cusp of it. It still feels very comfortable, but there's something about the way that this interacts with the positioning of your hands. It just feels chunkier than I expected. And I think it's just because it's a large device. It's bigger than...
It's chunky. That's a chunky boy.
Steam Deck, and it's a lot bigger than the ROG Ally. And this feels, by comparison, like very svelte and small.
Yeah.
But
when
it's
you
not
look
as comfortable to hold.
In comparison, this thing looks mini.
When you have big grips like this that like extend out the bottom and flare out, it's just like a nice kind of, it's a good feel. And the Steam Deck and the Legion Go have it. Ally doesn't quite. Now, in terms of the controllers themselves, I spent a little over a week with them, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's start off with the stuff I do like. The sticks use Hall sensors, so these use magnets to determine the position of the stick instead of the traditional potentiometer.
Okay, he's going to go over a lot of the joysticks, the controls. He likes it. There's not a lot he doesn't like. He talks about how the functionality is not the same as the Steam Deck or the Switch, and talks about stuff that like you can go back and watch this video. I don't want to watch the whole video. And honestly, like I just want to react to parts of it because I don't have the device and I don't have an easy way to get a hold of the device right now. This is just kind of us living vicariously through him.
Kind of like a Switch, but they're so not meant for that. If, like this is what the right controller looks like. I mean, maybe they could implement some software for some really bad controls in a game.
Yeah, and he'll continue talking about it not being like a Switch. He brings out
showing
the case.
You too many things at once. This is the box. It comes with this thing, which we'll come back to in a second, but it's very similar to the
That's
Switch
the special
box
sauce
in the
right
sense
there.
that there's like cutouts and stuff. Not cutouts, but like molds for where the stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it in.
Smack.
Actually, something that's neat, there is a little cutout for the charging port. We'll get to the ports in a second, but there's a little hole so you can plug up your charging, your USB-C charging into it while it's in its case, which is kind of neat. But yeah, that's the case. And also there's a little dimpled cutout at the bottom of this thing that I asked them, and like apparently you can stick the tops of the sticks, like the joysticks. These things pop off. I'll just do it real quick. It's a little bit stiff, but they pop off, and you can get spares, I guess, or then maybe there might be some that comes in the retail package, but that fits in there, maybe for different kinds of tops.
Interesting.
If you have like different needs for different materials that you want.
That's interesting that they're gonna. So it definitely sounds like they're gonna be building out a whole ecosystem of accessories for this thing. So hopefully it does get supported quite well. We'll see. Lomki, well, they give you a free case. Asus, get on it. Yeah, I think they're giving. Well, okay, yeah, this is gonna be $7.99, right? So I believe. But yeah, it comes with a case, which is nice. Martin, I wish the grips on the Ally were deeper like the deck. I know that they sell aftermarket grips. Oh yeah, there's aftermarket stuff you can get. I agree. That's one of the things for long-term usage. I do wish they were deeper too. This fits better in places, but yeah.
For it, but back to the controls.
This is one of the parts I want to see the most is right here.
So, this thing came in the box.
$6.99 for the Ally. I'm talking about the Lenovo.
Like,
$7.99.
what does that do? So check this out. Check this out. When you detach these things and you have your little product there, this thing, the right controller, has a switch on the bottom. Actually, I'll bring it right up to the thing. It's got a switch on the bottom that says off on one side and then FPS on the other side. So
love the device, but I see everyone saying there's no VR and that makes it no good. Yeah, I thought it was confirmed that it was VR. I mean, a lot of things don't have VR. I don't know if that makes it not good. But
normally, you would have it in the off position, and when it's there, it just works as the regular right controller, and the touchpad works in a kind of very touchpad manner. You can see me wiggling around the back there, but when you put it into the FPS position,
we're waiting. Do it.
It drops into that thing. Now, it becomes this like strangely functional vertical mouse, and look at that now. Now it's a mouse, and I'm moving it around like a regular mouse. And at first,
so
it's
weird.
Very weird. When I first connected it up, I was like, what am I looking at? Like, how am I even supposed to use this? But you pick it up, you start moving.
$6.99? I swear I read it was $7.99. That's crazy if it's $6.99.
Moving it around, and within like 30 seconds, it just makes sense. You're just like, okay, I think I get how this works. And when I use this now, like I've been using this for a week at this point, so I'm like very comfortable with it. I actually think I could maintain Master's rank in Overwatch on this mouse. It would be tough. I'm not going to say that this is as good as a regular mouse, but it's very, very good. And the fact that this comes built into the system, like with this little mouse holder thing, but the fact that it's built into this product that was originally a handheld, right? This didn't come, when you first saw this, you did not even recognize that this was a mouse. It's a freaking mouse that's connected to this handheld system. It is wild. And then the left controller,
and like,
it's like your
And like people have mentioned, it is ergonomical too. It would be kind of cool to see a cover at the bottom that can flip up and have a keyboard. If you could get a cover, you know, like with the Surfaces, get a keyboard on this thing. My first person dreams for a tablet would be amazing. Legion Go will start at $699 for the 512 gigabyte. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous price. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I believe you guys. I'm not trying to say I don't believe you. It's just the leaks everywhere were $799 a couple of days, like a day or two ago. It tops out at 1600p resolution and 44. It can scale down to 800p and 60 hertz to preserve battery life and maximum performance. Don't expect the device is 49 watt battery to hold a charge for long while pushing 1600 resolution, which you wouldn't. You'd scale it down. Though Lenovo claims it can recharge back to 70% in 30 minutes when you use the included 65 watt. Oh, God. Well, I better do all my tests on the on this device and return it so I can get on to getting this device next. This is ridiculous. Liam, you need to see ETA Prime review before I'm going to make a decision. Yeah, I think so. How it kind of goes is ETA Prime does a great job reviewing things. I look to him and Dave 2D for my impressions on stuff. Yeah. Yep, it's got an M.22242 sized NVMe. Man, there's so much misinformation running around about this device. And there's also some information running around in my head with the INEOCon that I'm going to be covering a little bit too today. So you got the 256 gigabyte SSD, which, yeah, 512 gigabyte and 1 terabyte. And I am sorry. Yeah, looking at $699, it's not like I'm the biggest fan of the way it looks, but damn. See, like the Legion Go, the Legion glasses are coming October. They'll cost $329. That's about what I was expecting. I was on Mikkel's podcast yesterday. I said anywhere between $200 and $400. $329 seems about the right piece for this. This has been discounted by $100. Well, not discounted. It's $100 cheaper than I was expecting, which is ridiculous, and partially gives me a little bit of hesitance on how this is constructed. It'll be interesting to see how well this holds up over a couple of months. They did I don't know. It's looking very promising, guys. Okay. We don't need to watch the whole thing, but
I was like, what is going on? As WASD like thing, and you have your left mouse click, you got your right mouse click, you have the movement exactly the way
I feel like I could get used to this pretty well.
So strange how good this works with pre-production hardware. I can't stress that enough. Like, this product was just announced and I was fortunate to be able to have early access to it, but don't look at any of this with like, this is the final production version. It so isn't. I was actually told that there's supposed to be some magnet system so that when you connect the right controller into this little dock thing or the holder thing, that'll just hold it more securely, because right now it's loose and sometimes it can just pop off a little more.
Hey, high tech, low life.
But it just.
Hey, high tech. I have to call you out. You're the one that didn't like this thing. You did your video controversial, didn't you? I think you did. Maybe someone else did. But yes, it does look pretty awesome, doesn't it, high tech? If only to either tear apart or gush over. This can just do a lot of different things. Honestly, I could probably do some 3D printing for it. This is. If anyone's been watching my channel for a while, they know that I have wanted detachable controllers, and I want things to be modular, which I know I crap on the way it looks, but I crap on the way it looks because we have so many other options that look decent enough. That's my biggest downside. But if it's functional and everything else works amazing, I don't care if it looks bad.
So well, and the fact that all of this is built into a controller system is wild. Now, I do wish the controllers would connect together. Like, I wish there was some kind of mechanism or some kind of bracket that the left and right modules would be able to just click in, and then you could play like almost like a regular console.
High tech, low life. The only notable, I think you guessed before me, but I didn't see your video. I was also thinking it was some type of sensor at the bottom. I didn't expect it to work exactly. I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work high tech. I was like, that's a mouse sensor. Are you gonna like? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I was good at calling it out, but I definitely was suspicious of that area. And then I saw your tweet about it, and I was like, yeah, Cryobite. I could totally see him catching it too.
But there isn't anything like that quite yet. The LED rings around the sticks, those can be changed color with future software. The buttons on the right. So actually, I need to mention this. These buttons and all the controls and whatever on the right controller are deactivated when it's in FPS mode. So this will only work
that's good.
As
kind of
like the mouse thing.
I'm hoping that you can configure that as MMOs and some other games would benefit greatly from that. And I also do think that if this supports an EG, honestly, if this supports an EG, like if it had an Oculink, like I've mentioned multiple times, I think this thing would just slay. But as long as it can support a decent size, like USB 4, obviously, and well, it will support eGPU then at that point. But as I haven't tested eGPUs in a while. This will get me into eGPUs probably. This, or I would get an eGPU now to test out with the ROG Ally. But it doesn't support eGPUs except for the proprietary system, which I don't mind them doing it that way, but they're quickly going to find out I think the Asus came out first out of the non-Valve stuff of like big companies that do laptops and all that. I think Asus is going to find out very quickly doing too much proprietary and not working on a standard. Even if it was a standard Oculink USB style thing where at least not disable USB 4 for everyone else, it's going to be a kind of a kick in their pants. Like, I don't think it's going to be good for them at the end. Great minds do think like high tech. We'll have to, it would be fun to do another podcast soon and get a couple of people on to speculate over all this. So if you're up for it, high tech, at one point in the next few months or even soon, like, it'd be kind of fun to get you and maybe one or two other people and speculate over some of these devices and talk it over. Wolf, that's why I wanted the One X player too, Brink, and knowing this will be modular is even better than One X. I know. I feel bad for the One X player. I think their new device, the One X Fly, is going to be good. This is going to pretty much put them in, I think, the ground potentially. Let's see, high tech, low life. The only question is if the trackpad can be configured with a similar level of configurability like Steam input. The trackpad, yeah. If it's in Windows, then yes, you can configure the trackpad. Manuel, I wonder if Game Pass is paying out the money they are losing on making a device like this because these prices are insane. Every time a Windows device sprouts into, it's birthed into this world, Xbox makes money almost. Like, if you have Xbox Game Pass, they're making money. So they're going to want to partner as much as possible. They're going to want to push it as much as possible and we'll see how long they do it for, because I know they're getting hesitant with the Game Pass stuff, but they do make a lot of money. Right now I think it's staggering a little bit, but yeah. High tech, low life, I suspect Microsoft is partnering with their major partners to help subsidize these products. What I bet you is happening is that Windows is not being charged to them. I bet you Microsoft has a deal. Hey, promote Game Pass, which with the Ally, it came up. It was kind of annoying. I already have Game Pass. That's another huge. The untold, and I probably should do a video on this. An untold winner of these Windows devices that people aren't going to like that. Game Pass just works on a lot of different levels, as opposed to Steam Deck. But it all depends on what games you're playing and everything. So teach their own. It's just so exciting. It's fun to have new stuff this is a very good time. I feel like we went through a little bit of a dry spell with all this information, and now we're kind of getting back out of it. High tech, it'll have to be this month because the device supposedly releases in October. Yes, it will be releasing in October. Let's chat later. High tech, we can chat sometime in the next few weeks. See if there's anyone else that wants to do it with us. I think it'd be kind of fun to do a 4-panel chat about this specific thing. I already know Nerd Nest kind of did it too, but I think it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, Chad, that would be dope. The offering a lot of $6.99. Oh, late B-Day present to myself, maybe. Yeah, exactly, Wolf. Make sure to @ me now, because now I'm getting very lost. Spencer Walker, welcome. Will FSR3 improve Starfield on a deck and is more input latency okay in that kind of game? It will not. So the way FSR3 is, and I'm working on a video for this, until it's out, I'm not going to even say it's going to help a lot. But I have a feeling there's some untold stuff going on with FSR3 that it could improve some games potentially once it gets updated. It has to be updated on the Steam Deck side, meaning the graphics drivers to include FSR3. You'll see maybe some differences on the Steam Deck if the game supports FSR3, which I can't remember. There's one game coming out. It might be Baldur's Gate 3 or something that will support it. If you are running a game at 60 frames or higher, and for like higher end GPUs, it will help you run that instead of 60 frames, maybe 120 frames. It's all about getting those high refresh rates, which is going to make things look so smooth. It is a very big deal. Unfortunately for portable devices, maybe not so much. High tech. Also, Valve just released their top 20 Steam Deck games. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to see that. Necrosphere dude was going to get a Raspberry Pi 4. Told him it great for retro games, but you won't be playing any AAA titles past Dreamcast. The ROG Ally would suit his needs instead of over a laptop. Oh yeah, I unless you're going to be doing programming and doing modular development and all that with where you want to do a lot of hands-on work, Raspberry Pis are good, but for everything else, I'd just be getting some of this other stuff. In fact, I'd like to see some, maybe through USB, I don't know. I'd like to see Steam Decks become more of a hobbyist for hardware enthusiasts in that realm. The PlayStation Portal looks even sadder now. Chris, hot take. I've always liked the way the Portal looks, even though it does look a little weird. I don't like what killed it for me, and I probably will get one eventually when they're on sale, because I think they're going to be on sale, is that doesn't support Bluetooth. It doesn't support Bluetooth. Now, lucky for them, I'm kind of an asshole around my household, and I'll play things and watch things without putting my headphones in. But the other half the time, I'm putting my headphones in, especially if it's going to be a mature-rated game around my kids. Manuel, what's the weird is that they leaked promo vid had VR advertised in it, but with the official video, they edited the video. Yeah, I'm curious what's going on with that. I don't think VR is going to kill this at all. Lenovo should have used Ryzen 7 7840 and 32 gigs of RAM would have blown every other handheld out of the water. Yes, it would have. This is already hitting a crazy budget level. I don't like options. I don't like multiple things in the sense of SKUs. But if they wanted to go the route with this, because they hit a good price point, but I think people would pay an extra $100 to $200 for an extra 16 gigs of RAM and maybe a slightly bumpier battery. And I say bumpier is bump it out a little bit. As far as VRR, I think VRR would be nice. I want to look into the benefits of it in this kind of place more. I have not. I've read into it, but I haven't looked into the benefits enough to make a strong opinion. I just know that we're doing fine without it on the Steam Deck, even though it can kind of be, I don't know, that's a gray area. But yeah, Lumkey, Starfield, let's see in a few weeks. So far, it runs on the Steam Deck, but 20, 30 most of the time in the city, forget it. Yeah, Lumkey, okay, if you go on the Steam Deck Reddit page or Reddit thread or whatever it is, you're going to find a meme there. And and it's so good. Okay, we gotta go there. I'm sorry, we're deviating away. If okay, let's see. This is so funny. Okay, guys, it's field trip time. It's all good, right? We'll get back to the video. We're not gonna watch the full video. Let's see. It's today. Top today. This one might be the top, but I think, let's see, my bank account. Okay. Oh, come on. It was such a good meme. I had to show you. Damn it. Was it not today? Maybe it was yesterday. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. We're going to be getting there. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's so good. Oh, say the line r/Steam Deck, solid 30 frames per second with a few dips, and everyone's like shouting out because that's how it is. Any AAA title that's come out this year is like this. It's 30 frames per second with a few dips. That's why I haven't been doing as many videos lately on AAA. And reviews and stuff like that. I would like to get back into it, but we'll see. Every game I play, I'm like, oh, hey, this is running at like 30, 40 frames. Then it dips when I get somewhere, right? And then I'm like, I don't know if I can recommend. I don't know if I can recommend it, but I kind of. And high tech, if you're still here, we had a little bit of a conversation on this one too, with like verified and 30 and dips and all. I don't know what to say because I want to give people good news. So I'm like, yeah, it runs at 30 frames like 90%, 95% of the time. And then it dips a few times. That makes it hard. And the deck does, all these devices don't hold up in certain areas very well. I will have to say, the ROG Ally, and we're going to get into Steam Deck and our Ally performance on Starfield in a little bit. And then we're going to switch over to Twitch and finish up this whole thing. Okay. Raichi, remember the big backpack for VR? Without the Joy-Cons, it's literally portable for VR. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Spencer Walker, hot take. Asus ROG display is overrated. Valve's 48 hertz mode is generally better, more battery, and better low light performance life, and all Ally range starts at 48 might be too high for some games. Yeah. I think, okay, so I agree. I don't actually like it's a little bit of a gimmicky selling point to have these devices running at 120, 144 hertz. But flip that around. If you're playing a very action-packed 2D game, and so there are some out there, it's going to look awesome. So, I don't know. Teach their own. With the Frizzle, yes, Wolf. Do you think the low wattage would make a big difference? The Ally goes up to 30, while this only goes to 20. Yes, that will make a big difference. Lumkey, good news. It's run by Enjoy. Good news. It's run, but enjoyable. Up to you. Yeah. So, yeah. This is 20 watts, right? Which is better than the Steam Deck. But yeah, the Ally is gonna. Once you plug it in, man. It depends on how they limit it, I guess. If they're limiting on the battery and they kind of have like a desktop mobile mode, I could see why they would limit it.
FPS mode, but then to switch it back to regular control mode so that the buttons and stuff work, you got to switch it over to off, like the off position. And then now...
Raichi, I got the PS TV brand new at Walmart for $30 with the PS3 controller. What? Is that recently, Raichi? No way. That thing's still being sold. Bloodbath, do you think Steam Deck 2 will smash the competition or flop? I think it's going to neither. I think it won't smash the competition. Unless there's two unless situations. So there's two things that needs to trigger for them to smash the competition. They need to actually take the performance thing seriously, which they don't right now. And they also need to do some type of VR support package, like a Deckard, but not the Deckard. Like a VR that pairs with the Steam Deck 2 instead of doing two separate devices. I like the idea of 2 separate devices. At the same time, I don't want to buy 2 separate devices. I'd rather buy a Steam Deck, clip it on like 2, and clip it onto my side, and then have them do like maybe even like a backpack, a simple backpack for the Steam Deck. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But I'd rather have a cheaper headset and then not have it just be welded on with freaking, not welded, but like hardware that can go obsolete. So I don't know. The Steam Deck 2 must have more than one USB-C slot. Yes, that's been my biggest thing for a very long time. Very long time. Is that it needs more than one USB-C, and this has 2.
It becomes, well.
No, I honestly, it pisses me off that the Ally was brazen enough to do one USB-C slot, and it was a neutered slot, like on top of that. Didn't like that.
If you give it a second.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go.
I have a feeling this is going to be a problem. We'll see. Driver updates could fix that.
It took a while, but that's the software, right? It kicks in, and then now you can use it like a regular pair of sticks. Yeah, so they don't connect. The other thing I don't love are the actual D-pad buttons. So the buttons themselves on the right, these.
If I was designing this system, I would potentially, and this might not work very well, I might make these jet out slightly more. Make one of these the hook and the other one a divot. And the divot, or this would have a hook over here, and you could then hook them in together. The problem is they'd be really tight together, so you'd have to figure something out for that. But yeah. Honestly, if they included a cardboard box cutout to have a spacer between those two, sure.
These feel great.
Go with the Ally route of a stand, right?
I think they're very like, if I had to describe what they're most similar to, is like an Xbox style. These work fine. The D-pad, however, is not my favorite. So this has a very audible click when you click the different positions. Like,
oh no.
And for one, it's a little bit noisy.
I
but also
really
don't like
hate
that mechanism for the games that
No, I don't either. I like it to be a little mushy.
Play Street Fighter 6 with this thing. It doesn't feel great. I feel like a lot of the combos just don't connect the way that I'm used to using this D-pad.
Let's fast forward a little bit.
These 2 buttons here, so the
so weird.
like the
2 buttons here.
These are similar
here.
to what you would expect any kind of handheld console's back buttons to be, which is great, like the ones on the left. But on the right-hand side, these are just in a weird spot, and I'm not sure if they had to do it like this because of the mouse buttons
the
and
sensor.
The way they want it when it's in mouse
no.
mode. But these don't feel great. Like when I'm in my right hand, it's like you kind of have to hit them with the inner part of your knuckles.
Yeah,
instead of the kind of
I didn't even think about that.
Positioning you see on the left-hand side. But the controls otherwise are pretty nice. I did just notice that they had a software.
Okay, so Bloodbath, I don't want 130 hertz, 1080p. No, trust me. When it comes to the screen resolution, the Steam Deck is too low. FSR does an amazing job upscaling, and you'd be surprised at how much fidelity you get and how much you can see better on a screen that has FSR enabled. And so, like with the Ally, looks better than the deck. If you set it to the same resolution and FSR is enabled as the Steam Deck, it looks better. That upscaling into a 1080 screen, it does. It's yes. Yeah, this is like a huge. I'm gonna have to do like a video on like perceived misinformation out in the world. No, depending on what type of games you play, you're gonna want at least a 1080 or 1200p screen with the next gen. Personally, you don't need to go over 1600 though, or 1440. Which is like the 2K range. It's half of 4K because obviously, like even with an 8-inch screen, that's overkill. But the sweet spot for text and for a lot of things is that 1080. Bloodbath. I just was thinking the APU wasn't powerful enough for 1080. No, with upscaling, it's fine. Upscaling FSR, like Dead Space. Most games support FSR in one form or another, or because the way the software or GPU works, it will also support it. Yeah, no problem. I'm here to help. Yeah, no, that's my thing. Now, if you see a handheld say it's 4K, then run away from that. But the nice range is between 1080 and 1600, and those are including the 16 by 10 and 16 by 9 ratios.
For update, and now the colors can be changed, at least to a certain degree. I'm sure the
Which is
retail
nice.
version of this.
Okay, we're not going to watch much more of this. We need to get into other things. Let's see here.
On those devices as well, but I can't.
He's got that firmware update. I have the same thing going on.
And because the Legion Go can, you can do this. But it really is this left controller that makes it super special. And then the right controller is just a real sweet bonus. The fact that it can turn in.
Okay, he's going to try on the
I'm
glasses.
gonna look like a total derp with these things on.
Oh,
but right
nerd.
now, they're off right now.
It's because it pops off and it looks so funny.
Plug it up to the device. You get
It just plugs in.
the screen. So I'm now seeing the screen
seems so easy.
of whatever's on the Legion Go projected in front of my face. And I would say that this pair of AR glasses is way more comfortable than the other stuff I've tried. I think it's because the material they're using, there's like a lot of rubber that's going on in here.
Yeah.
They got like a rubber kind of like ear hook. This makes it really comfortable for like long-term wear. And they have interchangeable nose pads. So this is something they're offering. I don't know the pricing of this thing at all. I don't know the pricing of any of this stuff at the time.
It's $329, so the glasses are $329. Lomkey, by the way, you can play the Ally offline when even if you reboot it. You're asking the question, play games. It's just like if your laptop... So a good example of this, if you've ever had a laptop that's had Steam on it and then you had to go fly and all that, I've been able to play games. It all depends on the type of game, though. Some games require pings to the server, and some games are fine in offline mode. I've been able to restart my devices and play them fine. I haven't tried it on the Ally, but the Ally is a Windows device. I would not assume it to be any different than any other Windows device trying to play Steam.
Time of filming this, unfortunately, but I feel like...
Bloodbath. What about the Deck HD for the Deck? Enough power? I'm torn between upgrading the Deck HD. If you're not confident in your ability to swap out that screen, don't do it until more reviews come out. I need to contact them still and hopefully get, like, I've tried contacting them, but I'm going to try their email and getting a Deck HD thing. They don't respond on Twitter. And I plan on doing that on stream one of these days, even if I have to buy one that's in October. My biggest thing with the Deck HD is that it requires a BIOS update that they're going to give us, which means that if there's ever going to be a BIOS update in the future, you have to wait for Deck HD to release their version of it. Until Steam easily edits a couple of lines of code in their BIOS to allow multi, and I don't know if it's a couple of lines, but it's not supposed to be that hard from what I read, to allow multi resolution devices. I think the Deck HD is going to be worth it for $100 personally. It looks more vibrant. There's a lot of hate, and people going back and forth. I will have to see it for my firsthand.
It's going to be competitive to the Ally. It has to be. Now, in terms of the hardware inside, so this is running AMD's Z1 Extreme, so similar to the...
Okay, so here's some of the specs. That battery is what's going to hurt this device the most. I'm really curious how they're going to handle that, and I think it's because they're going to be limiting the watts. So we'll see.
Kind of performance you would see with the other high-end handheld from Asus, but this has faster RAM. So I would imagine the performance would be a little bit better. The screen resolution is also interesting. So this is a higher resolution screen. This is running a 25 ROG Ally, cannot do very well. And so if you are playing a demanding game, let's say you're playing, I don't know, some AAA title, Cyberpunk, and you want to have it with maximum frame rate, you would go to 1280 by 800, and you'd have nice, clean, crisp pixels, and you get the best possible frame rate. But then if you want to play nice, crisp resolution screen, but judge it by that. But when I first saw this resolution on the screen, I was like, okay, that can't be good, because these devices that run a Z1 Extreme don't have an easy time powering a 1080p screen, let alone a higher resolution
FSR though
screen. But here's the magic of all of this. Because it's 1600, because you can have that 1600 to 800, you can get integer scaling on the screen. So now when you downscale it to 1280 by 800, you get really nice, crisp pixelation of stuff. Something that the ROG Ally cannot do very well. And so if you are playing a demanding game, let's say you're playing, I don't know, some AAA title, Cyberpunk, and you want to have it with maximum frame rate, you would go to 1280 by 800, and you'd have nice, clean, crisp pixels, and you get the best possible frame rate. But then,
I mean, no, I've done FSR. I've done FSR at lower resolution than scaled up on the Ally just fine. I don't know what he's talking about here. He is talking about integer though, which might be a little different.
and if you want to play some kind of emulation game or some kind of 2D title that's just not demanding at all, you can crank it back up to the 1600 resolution, and now you have the best of both worlds. And that is so smart. I'm
gonna have to dive into all this. It sounds like it's a different tech, and that sounds very intriguing.
It's like my first reaction was like, oh my god, that's too many pixels. How are they going to power it? But it allows you that flexibility.
They have the trick.
What I think they're actually trying to go for.
Yep.
Now, in terms of my overall thoughts on this product, it's very early, right? It's early hardware, very early software, but I feel like they're onto something really cool here. So my overall take is that this is the first gaming handheld that really felt like it was built for gaming enthusiasts to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's a lot of cool hardware out there, very powerful hardware out there, but because you can't play shooters, like first-person shooters, on any handheld gaming platform properly, and this thing can, like, the reality is
This is why I watch him. I agree. Mouse, keyboard, man.
When you have it in a kickstand position,
It's not quite the same thing.
It's actually a little bit difficult sometimes.
Okay.
Hours, so about 15, maybe 20% bigger than the battery on the Ally. You know what? Let's pop it open. I haven't seen it
okay.
yet.
I didn't realize it
Let's
was
take a
that
look.
much bigger.
So I removed the 6 visible.
Oops. Here's the beautiful thing. I'm hoping for third party. So Chris, I'm hoping for third party controller replacements for that clickiness. Because honestly, I don't use D-pads like a ton right now with the games I've been playing. I hate clicky. Like that's one of the things I didn't like about the Neo stuff that I've had. Some other devices I've tested out, GBD, WinMax 2. The clicky buttons piss me off. I can't do it. It's so cheap. Spencer Walker, Bloodbath. I would recommend waiting for the Steam Deck 2. Those devices are expensive, and to get those gains, it's bad battery life. And in general, those Windows devices are annoying to use. I do like. Okay, I will have to say, my personal take on this: Steam Deck is the king still, but very closely behind it is the Ally right now. It really depends on the experience you're looking for. That's ultimately it. Different experiences for different folk, and so that's what my hold on. Okay, sorry. Okay,
My overall take is that this is the SD card slot, 15, maybe 20% bigger.
okay. Let's see.
So I got like a pry tool. It's a lot more difficult to access than the Steam Deck and the Ally, for sure.
Really?
Ooh, it's a black PCB. This is a lot cleaner looking than I thought it would be.
So it's a little harder for them to pop it off, which I'll be curious to see if that's actually true. But
Single fan.
yep, that's Steam Deck-esque fan right there. That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
SSDs over here. Okay.
Easy to access, by the way.
I don't see RAM. Like, I'm assuming the RAM was soldered on, but I don't even have visual access to it. And I think these are speakers on the top that are right behind the screen. The top of the screen? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that either. The Ally's sound, its audio is so good.
But yeah.
Like that's probably the biggest thing I noticed is when I started up a game at 50% volume on this, and it was bassy. It was good. Handheld PC Master Race. Hey, man, never caught a live before. Nice to see you. Hey, nice seeing you too, man. Welcome. Handheld. Also, YouTube unsubscribed me from you. Don't know why. I have been having some major issues with YouTube unsubscribing people and doing things like with the bell and all that. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. There's some weird stuff going on there. That's part of the reason why I stream my other stuff on Twitch, is because I just don't trust one platform. Martin agreed with the deck. It brought me back into gaming, but loved that extra power of the Ally. Bloodbath. I'm sorry, Bloodbath. I'm not able to keep up with the stuff you're writing. Make sure to @me if you really want me to see what you're writing. The Ally is number 2. Then it really depends on the experience, and that would make a really good video. Maybe I'll start writing that later tonight. I'll start writing down a video for our Ally Steam Deck. or Windows Steam Deck, or however you want to put it, video of, it's about experiences is ultimately the differences between the Steam Deck and the Ally. You're going to be looking, what do you want to do? What do you want to experience on these devices is what's going to make you or allow you to choose which one. So, Necrosphere. Later, guys. Hey, no problem, man. Hey, don't be a stranger over on Twitch, by the way. I'll be playing a little bit of No Man's Sky later. Dependence on your wallet. That is a good video. I have not done the video on that yet, on the experiences, but that's what I want to do. Handheld, if I get a Legion Go, I'm going to need SteamOS on it, but I'm worried about the controllers not working. Depends on how they're doing the connectivity. It's most likely Bluetooth. If it's Bluetooth, there's a good chance that they will work with the Steam Deck or SteamOS. The downside is they might not work very well at all. They probably don't do hot on and off. So when you have it on the rails, it's probably through a connector like USB in some ways, and then when you pop it off, it's probably Bluetooth. Now, if it's just charging it, it's always on Bluetooth, then you might be in luck. But we were watching there some of the stuff, and it looks like it didn't connect right away, so we'll see.
There you have it. Clean look.
The mouse portion of the controller, that might have some issues. It all depends on the drivers that they're using. But I could safely say it's not going to be as easy on the SteamOS as it would be on something like this.
Internals. Punch in there a little bit, so you can see. And then
I want to know what camera he's using.
Back panel itself, it's pretty thick, like way thicker than I thought it'd be. Holy. Yeah. This is like straight up laptop material.
They probably use the laptop press for that because it has metal pieces to it and it has plastic, and they probably use some type of manufacturing piece to just do it that way, make it cheaper. They obviously went certain routes with this to make it so it wasn't as expensive manufacturing. They probably had some type of netbook or some type of already pre-existing design that fit okay as a tablet to do this. That's probably how they were also able to get it out a little quicker. Necrosphere, I have No Man's Sky. Maybe we'll all do a gaming session soon with that game on multiplayer. Ooh, that would be good. Chris, I mostly like indie stuff on handheld on my PC for AAA stuff. Yeah, Steam Deck. Well, okay, so there's some AAA games that are really good that are older on the Steam Deck. So if you missed them, great on the Steam Deck. Bloodbath, how do you guys feel about Windows on Steam Deck? It's fine. If you're going to go that route, if you're going to run Windows all the time on the Steam Deck, I would just recommend getting one of these other devices personally. That's just my personal take on it. Handheld PC Master Race, yeah, I might just buy this 2 terabyte drive instead and just wait for the Tech 2. It's not a bad idea. 2 terabyte drives, honestly, I've been converted over the past few months as I installed a 2 terabyte into my deck, probably 5 months ago. I don't know, it was a while ago. And I don't use an SD card right now. I swap my games on and off, and I don't use an SD card. I was using an SD card there for a while, and I still do. So if there's a game I don't want it, like all my Resident Evil libraries on one SD card. I have all my Resident Evils on there. If I want to play Resident Evil, I can pop it in. It doesn't work, though. It's another downside between a Windows device and a Steam Deck device is that those games don't work cross-platform. Okay. We still have shit to get done. I do apologize. Let's see here. I still love that meme so much. Okay, guys. The INEOCon is coming out in you're going to be able to reserve it next week. It's on the, I believe, 6th. So let's talk about this for a second. The INEOCon nearly doubles a Steam Deck's battery for nearly twice the price. On paper, it's the ultimate gaming PC handheld. Experiences once again. So this is how but I really hate their audio. I really hope that their audio improves from when I had it before, because it's like this weird echo off my hand, and I hated it so much. I just can't tell you how much I hated the audio on the INEO Air. I think other people were fine with it. Maybe my ears are just broke, but yeah, let's dive into this. The INEOCon is a very interesting device, and no wonder they should have released this a week ago. They really The IneoCon does look good. It's just, I think they hurt themselves a lot because they're announcing it more officially when the Legion Go is coming out. The IneoCon is going to have a continuous battery life at 15 watts, 3 hours, 13 minutes, which is about what I was expecting. But 15 watts, you have to understand, is what the Steam Deck does. So when it comes to performance, you're going to probably get a 10 to 20% boost from what the Steam Deck does. If you're going to run it at a higher wattage, then you'll see really good. And so you also have to take into account there's an 8.4 inch screen. Let's see. Like, look at that. The screen is quite a bit bigger. It's like a Steam Deck, but configured differently, which I have a feeling I'm not going to like as much. I do like the concept that they're trying to do. I like the D-pad more, the roller D-pad, as opposed to just the straight. Honestly, Neo makes good-looking devices, and the more I look at this, and the more I'm just not sure how much I like it more, because it looks really round compared to there's some of their other ones, but I do like the black one. They have the flimsy thing, but they also have I think they have an OcuLink right here. OcuLink is a big deal for when you're wanting to do eGPUs. Let's see here. I think did I skip it? Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to look for this. Okay, the IneoCon game performance data. So if we're looking at, let's say, Witcher 3, 15 watts, you're going to get 33 to 35. It's going to be similar. In fact, that might be lower than normal. I feel like this would be about 40 on this device. Because the Steam Deck can do about similar. This is about similar for the Witcher 3 at 15 watts. Then you bump it to 30 watts right here, and that's 34 to 43 FPS, which, once again, I really want to see that. That's really not like a promising piece. I'm really wondering what's limiting it down to 34 to 43. That's quite a weird bump. And then if you up it to 54 watts, which is just that battery is gone in a half hour, 43 to 48, which is a nice sweet spot, but still, this is low. This is Witcher 3. It's kind of bizarre that this is going to be able to handle better. So I definitely, when I initially saw the Con, one of my favorite devices, the more I see of it, the more I'm a little apprehensive of it, especially with the Legion Go coming out. I think the Legion Go is just all around a more interesting device. If you want to run Steam OS on this device, it's more likely to be compatible than something like the Legion Go with those trackpads. Doesn't mean it's going to be compatible, though. It does not mean the ROG Ally is going to be, or the Legion is going to be compatible with SteamOS in a more harmonious way that the Steam Deck is with SteamOS. We'll have to see. There's drivers. There's a lot of intrinsic pieces that people aren't aware of sometimes, and we just don't know. The IneoCon is early bird priced at $999, which is better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be about $1,100 starting out, which technically it is. So I'm right. Once again, the god of guessing is right here. I might be wrong half the time, but the other half, I'm a prophet. That's a little joke on like people predicting things and prophets and stuff like that. It's fun to predict things, whether I'm wrong or right, whatever. It's fun. We'll have to start putting bets down it. We'll have to do bets revealed channel on placing bets on stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm going to get to chat here in a second. I'm going to make sure to at me, whether it be at the Brink or Games Revealed. I will get back to chat here in a second. I want to finish my spiel here because we need to go over to Starfield before we go over to Starfield. Okay. So, yes, black. I want black. I actually don't want a silver wing device. I don't want silver. The perception for me with silver and these types of devices is old. If I'm going to want old looking device, I'm going to go get an old device, a collector's device, and like a PlayStation, an old PlayStation. I'll do that. I don't want my new devices looking silver or gray or whatever. It's just not my cup of tea. Black or white, give it to me. So the 16 gig, 512, not a bad price for what you're getting. I don't think it's a horrible price. Because the battery is so big. If the battery would have been similar to the Legion Go, then we'd be talking different things here. It's not bad though. So it just comes down to what people want ultimately. Because this right here, I don't think people realize this is going to get doubled the battery life almost than the Steam Deck when playing games at 15 watts. So if it's maxed out, sitting there maxed out at 15 watts, like, head to head with Steam Deck, this is going to get better battery, like almost double. And it's got a bigger screen. So I think that's impressive. We'll see though. We'll see. But it's impressive. It's very impressive. That's a big fan, which is good. It's got the double back controller buttons, which is good. It's, once again, this is a no compromise device. That's what makes this so good. I think the controller portion might be a little compromisey, but all around, this is a no compromise device per se. The buttons are in good place. The screen is massive. Is this going to have a module? And an optional 4G module for cellular connectivity. There's a nano SIM slot underneath the kickstand. Was that what was hidden under there? Good God, I'm going to be having so much video content. This is crazy. So underneath this kickstand right here is a 4G module. That is crazy. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is not a big deal, or this is not a bad deal. It's a different deal. It is, if you want to think of it in the realm of experiences, I'm a PC gamer that wants everything. You'd potentially go with this. I'm a PC gamer that likes to do FPS a lot, and I want that trackpad, and I have my main PC, and I just want it as a companion device. The Legion Go, if you want to put those two into comparisons. This, though, is a big deal, too. So on top of it, if you want this to kind of be like an all-in-one device and then have an eGPU for it, because remember, this thing has an OCU link. I don't think people realize, and maybe I'm jumping around on this thing. This thing can do almost everything. This thing can do almost anything. It's got that 4G module. It's got higher RAM, 32 gigs. Okay, so these new devices, like, I'm fine. I will permit these devices coming out this year to have 16 gigs RAM. They need to up that to 24 or 32 gigs. I'm sorry if it's starting to do, if it does more and more shared RAM amongst the video card, it needs more. It's one of the reasons why Last of Us doesn't work very well on the Steam Deck. Personally, 32 gig is a little overkill, but 16 is just not doing it with these devices. This right here is the perfect device at $1159. If you get yourself an eGPU that's OCU Link compatible, you will essentially have, and if you get, like, let's say one that can hold a 3080 or a 40, is there 4080s out yet? I can't remember. Let's say like a 4080, not a 4090. Even a 4080 might be a little overkill, but if you do something 4070, 4080 in the realm, I can't remember if these ones are out, you're going to have a pretty quick PC, and you're not going to need anything else except for that one device. And that's beautiful, because then you can set up docks in different parts of your house and do gaming with your one device. That's my biggest complaint about having the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, my main PC, and everything, is that I have to keep on installing everything and keeping them synced up and all that. Let's go over to chat here, and because I'm so sorry, guys. I have neglected chat for a little bit. Let's see here. What have I missed? Looking for my name. Handheld PC master race. So it costs as much as the Legion Go, but it doesn't have the detachable controllers and scroll wheel and such. This or the Neo? Yeah, I don't know about. It just all depends on if you want a small device. Neo's Airs and those smaller devices do make sense, but yeah. Bloodbath, I have 1,500 USD saved for a handheld, so I got to figure out which one I'm going to get. If you want a handheld that's going to last for a while and that you can get an eGPU in and upgrade into if you don't have a main desktop, this is a good one. Once again, though, it is Neo. They cycle through their stuff too fast, and their support is not as good because they cycle through it too much. Yes, Neo, its long-term support is not great on these. That's my point. Spencer, Neo IMO is trash, but I don't trust them. Yeah, I try not to be too biased about this because I've only had one device. My Ioneo Air actually has issues with it. I need to refresh it and see if that fixes it, but yeah. 1209 Legion Go costs, nope, it costs $699. I agree. The more time passes, the less I want another handheld, to be honest. I want a new PC at this point. I have my Steam Deck. For lower end games, don't need another device. Deck Cyborg, I actually fully agree with you on that. Some people have fun. They'll trade their stuff in. They'll buy new stuff. We're definitely going to see a lot of e-waste in the sense of there's going to be a lot, like, the used market for allies are probably going to be really, like, cheap soon, depending on more devices coming out. High tech, low life. Man, my effing fabric on my Corsair headset fell off both sides, and I can't stick it back on. Ooh, that sucks. What headset are you using? I'm about to steal your fit. I am using, okay, I wouldn't say it's the best headset. I really do like it, though. It's the Corsair. Oh, what is this? Damn it. It's the HS70 Pro wireless headset. It's a good balance of, like, it didn't cost me too much because I got it on sale. It's got nice padding up here. And it's all around a good thing. It's just the controller or the USB wireless piece is kind of annoying, but beyond that, and the mic that, gosh, right here, it has to be plugged in and out. I would like it to be retractable, meaning it shoves into the device and comes out. But yeah, okay. You're more than welcome to steal my fit. The only problem is you're not going to be able to get this shirt because I had it. This is when I worked at GameStop when Half-Life 2 came out on the Xbox. To heavily date myself. Handheld PC master race. I'm a be honest. I carry my power bank everywhere and it gives me triple my Steam Deck's battery. So battery is not an issue. Yes, me too. If I'm going to be gone long enough, I have my battery bank. Battery is not a big deal for me typically. How fast this burns through it though is I hesitate a little bit with it. But at the end of the day, I'm usually near an outlet or whatever. So, high tech, low life. I feel like the back buttons are too low if you're using the buttons. I feel like the back buttons aren't too bad. Yeah, it's a lot taller of a device. If you see that, it fits a little bit, kind of stretches it out at the bottom, but stretches it more out at the top. The device is just that much bigger, and so I think that's why they placed it like that. I feel like it's gonna be fine. Spencer, getting a little hot and bothered over there. Let's see here. Oh hey, here's that guy. Good God. Insane what Steam Deck did for the community. It is crazy. Bite. I'm just trying to play FPS multiplayer while in the toilet. FPS multiplayer. So, where are you going to stick the... I made a video a year and something ago on best hygiene for your Steam Deck on the toilet. One of my more cringe, not cringe things. Loris, welcome. Let's see here. We need standard 32 gigabyte RAM. 100%. 16 is not cutting it. 100%. Last of Us didn't get a patch. Is working better now on the Steam Deck. It is working better on the Steam Deck, but when compared to the Ally actually runs the game pretty well. I have not played every aspect of it, but it runs it quite a bit better. Loki Zero, I don't know, man. The Loki system, I'm just Raichi. The Loki Zero started to ship. The Loki they're gonna have to really prove themselves. I kind of just don't consider them. I don't take them serious anymore. Wolf, Brink, didn't you pre-order the Loki? I did, and I probably lost money on it because I'm probably not gonna buy it. To be fair, what's the difference between Ein and Ioneo, 1X Player, and all these more Chinese direct devices? If I'm going to get something, at least I'm going to get the one that promised it and got it out in time. Ein has been promising. They're a year behind, and they're always behind, and I don't like that. When other places are shipping on time, you have to bring some difference, like good difference, and I don't know if they do or not. Waiting on the Ryzen 8000 mobile with 32 gigs of RAM. I honestly think that's the best way to go. If you already have a Steam Deck, if you're not an enthusiast, like a big enthusiast, then wait until the Steam Deck 2 or in a year or two once we have the next gen of everything out. I think you'll be a lot happier. I think anyone that goes from the Steam Deck to an Ally, depending on what they play, if it's not AAA titles, will probably be less happy, to be fair. Winking, Ally and Legion go for the win for the Best Buy return policy. Valve is awesome as well. No, really, that's the thing. That is the thing that people always forget. They want to give shit to places like Best Buy, but I can walk in, replace my device, get it fixed. I can get it returned, whatever it is. I'm also like a platinum member or whatever, so because I buy so much shit from them. It's easy. It's easier than Valve. I will be honest. If something like this happens and they'll just take it back, I mean, with the type of return policies I've dealt with them, I most likely could just return this and get another one. They're awesome. Hopefully that does not change. Bloodbath, is there a used market right now? Kind of, but people price it about the same as the used, and I'm like, you guys can go F yourselves. Like, what are you doing? The used market is just so shit. Let's see. People are trying to seek Steam Decks everywhere, but they want too much for it. They want to finance their future purchases. Dude, here in Utah, it's the worst. People are like, no, this has got sentimental value. I bought this thing. I used it. I'm going to sell for $50 more because it's wanted. It's like, and then you'll always see them drop by 100 or something. They always try to see if they can like swindle someone out of money. It's just ridiculous. Bloodbath, Starfield on the Ally. We're gonna get there. I'm so sorry. I'm getting through all the chat that you guys make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar if you haven't. Turn on all, if you're missing anything, YouTube has been doing weird stuff. You might want to check to make sure you're not unsubscribed. You might want to check to make sure that your bell is, I'd turn on all the notifications. I try not to be too annoying with YouTube. But yeah, so you don't miss out on anything. Spencer, games revealed, 32GB RAM, OLED, RDNA 5, or whatever we want. Get everything which would we could for the Steam Deck too. I'm going to have to do a video on that, Spencer. Handheld PC mess race. Yeah, I emulate my Switch games. I was making a joke. Okay. 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 I have caught up, guys. Yeah, so the Neocon, honestly, does look promising. It's right here. This is another thing that people don't realize. The Con houses a full-length M.2 2280 SSD slot that can support up to 8 terabytes of internal storage, which is amazing. Whereas the Deck and many competitors top out at 2 terabytes because you can only fit one chip on their single-sided M.2 2230 thing. So I'm actually surprised it doesn't have another M.2 slot in there, because sometimes they'll sneak in like a 2230 in there. But still, 2280, man, awesome. No other device. I've actually been really impressed with the Neo being able to do that. Also, yes, it's 54 watts. Is going to kill your battery, but if you're playing docked mode or playing, let's say, a lot of people actually play their Steam Decks with their TV. If you're getting continuous power on it, why not do the 55 watt? That means you're going to be getting a console-like experience, I feel like. I feel like if you're running 54 watts, you're almost getting like a mix between PS4 and 5. You're getting near like your PS5 Lite graphics right there, which is ridiculous and awesome. So, as far as what I'm going to be reserving and trying to buy and all that, Legion Go is on the top of my list. The Neocon is, I'm going to ask them for one, but my numbers haven't been great on YouTube. They're starting to go back up. I just didn't, do a lot of videos there for a while. I'll ask them, but I feel like I'm going to have a better chance with with Legion. We'll see though. Which one has the 2242? Honestly, in some ways, I think the 2242 is going to be a bad option, but the 2242 is, well, actually the 2242 can support 2232 also, I'm assuming. Damn it. Okay. The Legion Go has a 2242 Bloodbath. It will In fact, does he remove? I don't think he removes it. I don't think he's probably not allowed to. It should have another slot right here to hopefully support a 2230. So sometimes, like with how popular 2230s are, I would not be surprised with its popularity that they'll be cheaper per terabyte or per gigabyte for the 2230s. Weirdly enough, we'll see though as time goes on. Steam Deck does rule. Byte 55 watts about to make you get third degree burns. Oh, I know it really is like really intense Byte, but we'll see. Bloodbath, have you installed Cryo utilities? Yeah, I got Cryo. There is a second version. Okay, so a little warning with Cryo: be careful when it gets really low on its memory, because that's the whole point of disabling and not. And he mentions it in his software, but yeah, some games does really well, some games. Loris, I like that I put Starfield on my Steam Deck and it just worked. It had to use Proton Experimental, but that was it. And you have to tap the black screen. Speaking of that, let's get into that right now. I'm sorry, guys, but not that sorry. Give me a second. Let's get this camera set up. I'm gonna just compare, not crazy like, but I'm gonna compare these two devices. The two devices with Starfield. Let's see here. I don't know. I need a device or a camera that can do overhead really well. Okay. Okay. Don't mind me, guys. Okay, let's switch over to Elgato. Oh, wait. This one. No. Yes. No. And there we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and start that up. Do a little bit of okay, let's see. With all the space behind those handhelds, couldn't they just stick a mini PC behind that? That's why we just changed the PC components to keep your screen and controller. Yes and no. It's a complicated story. I think they could eventually do it. Wow. Why does this look worse? So yeah, you get to this point where you see it's black, and you tap it, then it works. I do feel like this does not look as good as when I was doing it. You can see my ceiling. How silly to see my ceiling. Why does it look worse? It's probably because it's bright outside. Okay. We got this, guys. Let's turn it up. I have it set to, I believe the recommended settings are right now. Yeah, you need to put it to Proton Experimental, by the way. And then you have it set to all low, which is what it defaults to when you first put it on. I think volumetric lighting is fine to go to medium. It doesn't change much, but it's supposed to make it look drastically better. Bloodbath, the second-hand market is nuts right now. Oh, yeah. Valve probably putting in all 9 of their employees to get it to work on all of them. Yeah, so sorry, I am a little sick, just as a heads up. Bloodbath loves this game. Awesome. Handheld, so sexy. Jesus, reminds me. Oh gosh, the PSP 3000 colors. By how often do you use your Steam Deck compared to your PC gaming laptop? I probably game 70% of the time on my PC, maybe 80% of the time on my PC, and then the other 20, Persona 5 or some types of games I'm trying to get through that are story-based on my Steam Deck. I treat the Steam Deck also as a little bit more of a work. So doing like handhelds and doing all the stuff, I treat it more work-esque, which I do nerd out. I like to nerd out on these things, so don't worry. But yeah, let's see. Maybe it's crashed. I don't know. A screen tap fix and updates. Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, well, I have not fixed that yet. In fact, I feel like this is loading much slower than it did last time. It might have froze. We'll see. We can go in and maybe try it on the ROG Ally first if we really want. The ceiling was invisible until you mentioned it. It's all mental. Oh, never mind. I don't know if I updated it to like recently. Oh no. Are you talking about like the Steam Deck update? Let's see. I think it crashed personally. Okay. Did they push that out as a hotfix? Yep. Okay, well, while that's updating, we are going to do it on the Ally then. And this one even had like an update. Starfield is such a big game that it pushed so many of these devices. Okay. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully I didn't scare everyone off. We were nerding out before on all those devices, and now we're getting into Starfield, and we're just about to see what's going on here. While I'm playing everything on deck, I love Elden Ring. Oh, I need to play Elden Ring more. It's not quite my type of game. What? Okay. You saw my password? Damn it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Laura's games revealed. Did you update the Allies video drivers? Yes, I did. I actually went in to, and that was one of the things I found was kind of annoying is I had to go in to, I think it popped up, but the pop-up went away because I was trying to download Starfield, and I clicked off of it, so I had to go into the web browser, into Chrome, and download the AMD APU for it. So let's go ahead and do this. And like I said before, you're not going to get it with this live stream. I don't have the equipment. It would be kind of cool to get some more testing equipment for this, but it's where we're going to pick up. I'll set it the same settings as the Steam Deck, so it's fair. Back. If you don't update the graphics driver, it just will not run on the ROG Ally for me. It would not run until I updated those graphics, which was a little weird and frustrating. And the update was not seamless. I will have to say, big knock against Ally. For me, it wasn't. So if we go over into the menu, go into real time, we'll see that this is getting 55 frames. This is plugged in, but I'm going to do it plugged in. It's going to be fairly similar with maybe a little bump performance if you're running at the similar wattage as the Steam Deck. Side streets. It's a bummer that I can't find Starfield on xCloud. I guess I need to install it on my Xbox. Ooh, that does suck, side streets. Let's see here. This is the hard part, is playing it like this is actually really hard. What? The RC71 will be disabled for a few minutes during the update, please. Damn it. No. No. Are you... I guess it's just going to update it. Okay, whatever. We can chat with chat for a second. Firmware update tool. Wait, is this... Is it doing a hot load? Like, I know some motherboards can do hot loads while in Windows. That's crazy. Okay. Loris, for your information, it's the My Asus app. I tried looking in a bunch of different areas and it was not giving me good stuff, so I went to the site and downloaded it. No hat rocking the dad hairline. I know the feeling, brother. Vine smash. Hey, it's looking beautiful. I just haven't put a hat on yet. Giovanni, have you seen the new Lenovo Legion Go? It's now on Best Buy, but your email gets notification. Damn it. Ugh. Man. Good call. Yeah, I've seen the Go. I just haven't seen it on Best Buy. I'm gonna need to get on top of that. Let's see here. Are there multiple versions of it on there? I'm assuming, well, with the different. Ooh, that is running slow. Notify me. Damn it. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. This is updating, so we're good. I'm gonna go over and reserve this. You guys might want to too, if you're thinking about getting the Legion. I'll show you. So if you go over to Best Buy, if you go to essentially this link, you can go and check it out for yourselves and get notified. Kind of get queued up a little bit. Let's see here. Notify me. Sign in. I'm already signed in. Okay. And then, okay, you're all set. We'll email you when it's back in stock. Well, it's never not been in stock. Let's see. Interesting. I am going to double check SKUs. Let's see. I want to see if there's multiple. Yeah, I'm doing this live. I know. Martin, are you heading out then? Let's see, pop up. Yeah, I think that's the only SKU that's available now. It says it's between, like, it's going to have multiple versions of the memory, but we'll see. Okay. Rachie, I hate when Steam updates. All the games need to be updated again. Andre, have to go. Good night, gang. Oh, Andre, I didn't even see you were on here, man. Hey, well, welcome, and have a good night, man. Is Starfield kind of like Mass Effect or No Man's Sky? It's like Mass Effect meets No Man's Sky in some ways. Not really. It's not really that much like No Man's Sky. Sorry, it's not going to focus very well on me. It's coming out November. Is that what it said? I thought it was October. I think it's supposed to be coming out October, isn't it? I don't know, but $6.99 is an awesome deal. Okay. Let's get back to business. It is done. Okay. It just updated right there. It updated the firmware while I was in the game, which is ridiculous. I've never actually had any device do that before. Handheld, the biggest problem with me getting a Legion Go is tricking it out like my Steam Deck. I have 40 accessories for my Steam Deck. 100%. I totally understand that. Saying, oh, okay, Martin's saying goodnight to Andre. No, you're good. You're good, man. Wait, do I? Oh my gosh, I have another update to update on Steam Deck. So, it's come out November 15th. I see 2 Legions Goes on my Best Buy. Oof, oh no. IGN gives Starfield 7. They gave Mass Effect Andromeda 7.7. Okay, hot take. I know some of you have heard this. Ooh, don't say. Oh well. I think Mass Effect Andromeda is really good. I'd give it an 8.5. Yeah, so all of the other IGN outlets gave Starfield, I think, between 8 and 9.5 or something like that. So this is the Americas that didn't. Okay. We are indoors, so this will probably affect the performance too, but you can see I'm getting around 50 to 60. Pirates are laughing. Let's go kill some pirates. I will get better camera one day. I keep on saying that. See him flying up in the air. Now this is maxed out, meaning if I unplug the battery, it actually feels really good with the joysticks. I'm actually impressed with this so far. I actually think I enjoy playing Starfield a little bit more on the Ally than I do on the deck. Oh, that's right. Bethesda's a wide jump mechanism. Oh, shit. I'm gonna die. He did. Okay, let's see here. Now, what I'll do is, give me 1 second. Actually, how do I heal? Oh, you know what? This feels okay. I can't see very well to aim. Level 2. Oh, I just leveled up, man. Okay, so let's take it off now. You can see it's going to go down to, it's going to be to turbo still. It will drop, even with it being unplugged, I think the FPS will drop a little bit. Like docked mode, you're just going to get higher frames. It's a lot like the Switch, as opposed to the Steam Deck's not quite the same. See it there. If we then go into, let's not do that. Performance mode, you're going to see it drop to about 32, between 30 and 40. It's in the 40s. That's not too bad. Steam Deck is very similar. Now, you got to remember, this is indoors. And it's going to vary different. Like, I think this will run Starfield just fine. The Steam Deck, when you get into big cities, does not. I could be wrong, and we'll have to see. Like, meaning if you're maxing the ROG Ally out. Oops. Which is a big deal. Because it means that, hey, even if you, let's say, you only have a Steam Deck, or if you only have an Ally and you plug it in docked and always have it plugged in, you're going to be able to play this game. Where a Steam Deck user might not be able to play it almost at all with the okay, I'm hoping it doesn't save. I don't want it to save, because now what I want to do is quit and show you the game on the Steam Deck. Looks impressive. Steam Deck, you could play at 64 frames cinematic experience. Well, I mean, it is cinematic. That doesn't mean it's bad. But it's the jumping up and down that gets bad. Oh, should I do like... should I stream it off of... why is this not closing? Uh-oh. Did I crash it? I will have to say, navigating this on the Windows device, the buttons are too small. If they can fix that, it's not too big a deal. Well, okay, look at that. It could be because I updated the shit. Give me a second. It froze up. Streaming the Ally on the Steam Deck. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, Rachy. Well, shoot. I don't know how to do Control-Delete on this either. It's it froze. Exiting. That's hilarious. Well, there you go. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. We'll be back up and rolling. Stop. Let's see if we can get it to just crash it officially. Well, we're going to restart the device, and then we're going to go over here and see if we can get this to run on this Steam Deck. Okay. I will have to say I do like the feel of the Steam Deck more than the Ally. It just feels so good. But yeah. Winking. It's Windows 11. I don't have problems with my Windows devices crashing, really. I think that's a little bit of a coincidence of Starfield being newer, and you know it's also Bethesda, so it's gonna have bugs in some form. Not having much luck tonight. Oh yeah, I already read that. You could maybe get 800p medium settings at 60. Rachy, that's another thing. I was playing the it maxed out, I think, on the resolution. I could have been adjusted for FSR 3 or 2. I can't remember, but I think no matter what, wherever you're going with the Ally, you're going to be able, if you're like, you have options on the Ally to play it. The Steam Deck, and this is where I have some issues with the Steam Deck, and I know people have heard this a lot. My problem with the Steam Deck is that you don't have that nice bump up in performance if you really need it. They limited you to 15 watts. Unless it, and it might also be just hardware-based limits when they released it. With the Steam Deck 2, whatever they come out with, they should allow you to up that wattage for when it's in docked mode. So we're in the same area. We're getting 42, 43. It definitely doesn't feel as smooth. See, it's jumping down to 30, 40, 30. Starfield is one of those ones. It just works better on Ally. Let's see. I would rather, like, in the sense of controller-wise, I like it more on the Steam Deck, but visually how it kind of flows, how it feels, I like it more on the Ally. And I actually do like the Hall sensors, the sensors on the sticks on the Ally a little bit more. Even though they're more mushy, I like them more. So this is the same area. See how it drops? It's still playable. I'm still doing fine. But I will have to admit, I liked it on the Ally more. And the resolution looked better, like I think I was talking about. It ups. Like, people don't understand that. Like, having a higher resolution screen with FSR and everything, like, it just looks better. But these are more comfortable. I like the positions of the joysticks on this deck more. Where did this dude run away from? Oh my gosh, this is truly a Bethesda game. The guy just ran off. Dude, he's probably on a different planet by now. This is ridiculous. We have lost him. Yes, we have. Oh. Yeah. Honestly, I almost went Ronin, and I actually I might go back and do Ronin again sometime. I'm a bounty hunter. It's a rougher experience, obviously, on the ROG Ally. Not being in the game, but once you get in the game, I feel like it's a better experience. So you can see, like, this is indoors, though. This is, I would not say this, and we're not going to go much further. Let's see here. I'm going to quit out of this because I I actually want to play this on a system that's not these two devices on my main computer. Oops. It is what it is. So, we're going to go into roundup time to end this stream out. I'm going to read some more messages. So if you have any last wishes before we end this creepy holiday. Okay, it's Halloween season's upon us. If you guys know me, I like my Halloween, and it is getting to that time. I know I'm silly. I am weird like that. Let me... Shit. So as I'm putting this together, yeah, write in some stuff if you want real quick. Any answers, anything you last minute things before we go. And then please, 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 please follow. If you have a Twitch account or anything like that, follow me on Twitch. If you don't, you can always follow me on TH3BRNK. That's where I kind of do a lot of unfiltered stuff here, but you're going to see more of my unfiltered stuff over in those places. And I play games. If I play games, I usually stream it to kill two birds with one stone. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. I know I need a better setup for showcasing things. Yeah, I would get honestly, probably $50 more for a 1 terabyte 749 on the Legion Go. I don't know. Like, that's nice, but I'd want to upgrade it to 2 terabyte for 100 and something more. Buy it. How does Ally perform when you play Call of Duty Warzone? Honestly, I think the Ally can play almost every game fine. Raichi, can't wait for the frame generation update. That will be interesting to see how that works with the FSR 3. There's more. Raichi. Steam Deck, you could play a 20. Okay, you could. Okay, I'm just catching up on some of these. It's not bad at 15 watts still. Lomkey, no, it's not. But that was indoors. So here's the thing I didn't show you because I haven't gotten there yet. If you go to one of the bigger cities, the Steam Deck struggles hard. I'm going to even think the Ally is going to drop down to 30. I was playing indoors in that area, and that's why the Ally was still doing fine. I was just saying that it's not as good of an experience as the Ally, but when you get into cities, they need to update some stuff. I would not put Starfield as a playable game yet, in the sense of from what I've read and seen. So we'll see. Maybe some updates will fix that. Maybe already a new update already fixed that. People could let me know on that. I'm not too worried playing it now. Got other stuff to play. Yeah, exactly, Lomkey. And there might be updates coming down the line. Raichi, 900p should be the minimum for FSR. Yes. The mailman from Skyrim would be the greatest bounty hunter of Starfield. Oh my gosh, exactly. Martin, great stream. Thanks, buddy. Fantastic as usual. Wolf, look away for 5 minutes and we have some random... Oh, we haven't had that thought bots in a while. Oh my gosh, there were thought bots and I missed it. Wolf, so cruel. So cruel. So July 26th, do you think I made the right decision holding off on the ROG Ally for the Lenovo handheld? Depends on what you're looking for. I think you might have. I think the Lenovo looks very promising. I will have to say, though, the Ally is a very nice device, and I like it. Just depends. Okay, guys. If you are still here, make sure to like this video. It will help propagate it out, get ourselves a bigger community, get more friends. We love friends, right? Also, make sure to comment it. When the stream's done, commenting also helps the video. And then, what can help even more is if you want to continue liking me, go ahead on over to twitch.tv/TH3BRINK. Give me a follow. It helps. Sub if you have Prime. And let's go chat and play some Starfield tonight. So thank you guys for watching. And thank you for the good stream. I was planning this to be an hour. Obviously, it's 2 hours. I'm never right when it comes to time. We all in the friend zone, Lomkey. Yes, I have friend zoned everyone here. I apologize. Only thirsty thoughts can get in and maybe get out of the friend zone. I don't know. Also, Susie might be doing the date night. So it's date night period for Twitch. She might join us too for that. It just all depends. So, oh yes, Wolf. Subs are discounted today, I believe. And if I can get my stuff set up, maybe I'll gift people some subs. Sorry. So if you go over to twitch.tv, go to Twitch there. I will, if you're not subscribed to me, I will gift some because I'm in a very generous mood. Bisexual Blurred, welcome, welcome, welcome. You just missed the whole thing. You're going to have to watch the whole thing. But before you watch the whole thing, you're going to need to come over to, you don't have to need to come over to Twitch, but we're heading on over to the Twitch. It's what you're missing out on. And let's go talk about Starfield and subs and being a sub over there. No, maybe not. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. I have a bunch of stuff to get done and ready for with all this content. Hopefully I can make some videos on it, or bare minimum, at least you have this stream. Thank you guys. Continue to stay thirsty for those thoughts, I guess. Keep those thoughts thirsty and being always present of thinking and knowing what systems you want and exploring out into the vast world of all the handhelds that are coming out. There's going to be more handhelds in the next year than there are stars in Starfield. Thank you guys for watching. Check you guys next time. Peace out. Later, guys.